learn what should be done and what should be avoided right now, you will not fall into the trap of regret. Just take the right actions that I'm going to tell you. Just make this 20 problem notebook and you will be solving around 6,000 problems by the end of the year. And second thing, you have to make the error notebook. As I said, NEET is an exam of accuracy. Look at some solved problems after that, look at some PYQs solved after that, and then try to practice unsolved questions and see where are you committing mistakes. So you are in grade 11th and you want to get a good government medical college. My dear kids, there are certain things you have to do and there are certain things you have to avoid to get the dream college you want. My dear kids, more than 26 lakh aspirants are sitting for the NEET exam this year, and this exam is getting bigger and bigger every single year. So by the time you are going to appear for the exam, it will be much bigger exam as well, right? My dear kids, everybody is going to get the same paper. Everybody is going to get the same set of questions, but only few of them will get their dreams true. So there are certain things you have to do, right? And let me tell you, I have seen average kids get better college and awesome kids get a worse college because they think they are over smart, and then they try to do things that should not be done, right? So if you learn what should be done and what should be avoided right now, you will not fall into the trap of regret. Just take the right actions that I'm going to tell you, right? And before I do that, right, I will tell you that there is this two special notebooks you have to create. Right. If you create these two special notebooks through the entire preparation journey, you will be way ahead. Right. Why so? Because NEET exam is an exam of accuracy and precision. Right. You are not going to have lengthy questions like JEE. You are going to have simple questions or slightly tricky question, right, that you can solve much fast. But you have to be accurate so that you don't get negative marking. My dear kids, just make these two special notebooks. These are not your normal physics, chemistry or biology books where you just notebooks where you just take the notes. No, they are two special notebooks. What is that? The first notebook is called 20 problems. What do you call? The first notebook you call 20 problems, right? And the second notebook is what I call is error notebook. All right. Just make these two things. 20 problems book, think about it. Let's say that in one full year of 365 days, you only study for 300 days, 65 days rest, all right? So for 300 days, all right, if you solving 20 problems every single day, right, for each subject, right? Let's say that you make 20 problems book for physics, similarly for chemistry and biology. Right? Chemistry and biology books you can make or you cannot make because they are mostly theoretical subjects, right? But for physics, you have to make it for sure, right? So if you for physics, you make this particular notebook, I'll be giving you a subject-wise strategy as well. But for this one, just make this 20 problem notebook and you will be solving around 6,000 problems by the end of the year, right? And second thing, you have to make the error notebook. As I said, NEET is an exam of accuracy. You will be doing silly mistakes. You will not be recalling formulas correctly, because of which you will lose marks, right? You won't get 4 marks. You will lose a 1 mark, right? Negative 1 marking is there, right? So make an error notebook. When you are practicing, find out the region, right? Find out the areas where you are committing mistakes. When you're giving tests throughout the year, in all those places, you are going to commit some mistakes, right? Just write down the chapter, right? Write down the chapter and write down the mistake you committed. Write down the chapter and write down the mistake you have committed. Throughout the year, you will have a good set of errors you commit. You will understand your pattern. You will understand your weaknesses, right? Any exam requires you to know yourself. What are your weak areas? What are your strong areas? And this error notebook is an awesome strategy you can keep from the beginning, right? So these are the two special notebooks you have to make. And now let us follow the entire strategy in a step-by-step manner, right? My dear kids, let me tell you, in the NEET exam, when you're going to give 2 years after that, so you will have the questions from grade 11th and grade 12th as well. Many kids who are studying right now with you are in a slumber, right? Because they have just given their boards, right, 10th boards, and they are now thinking, now I have to take rest, right? And just to take rest, they will avoid studying in grade 11th, and most of the kids have weak grade 11th concepts, due to which they commit mistakes, due to which they don't get the ranks. And if you want to get ahead of the competition, you have to be stronger in a place where others are weaker. Now, you have to get your strength in your side. And grade 11th is where your competition is sleeping. You have to be very, very active in that zone. So class 11th decides your NEET rank for sure, right? Most toppers build the base in that grade 11th, and as I said, ignoring grade 11 topics means major loss in NEET exam, right? Don't do that, right? So there is a subject wise breakdown of physics, chemistry and biology. First of all, I will tell you equal focus is needed. You will say that no sir, for chemistry and biology, the total number of questions are equal to the for chemistry and physics, the total number of questions are equal to the biology alone. Why not put more focus on biology? I'll tell that this is the common problem of NEET students, right? Those students who get the selection and those who don't get the selection, this is the common problem of those students. Those who want to feel that they are studying, they only study biology all the time, right? But those who want to get the rank, right, those who are calibrating their study, they put equal focus everywhere. Why so? Like for example, if they are studying for 6 hours a day, they will try to make 2 division between all 3 subjects. Like most students do the one thing, that they will study 4 hours for this thing, 2 hours for this thing, and physics they feel hard is, and due to that they will commit a lot of mistakes in physics and they lose marks, right? The cutoff is increasing every year, right? So the place where everybody is weaker is the place where you have to go stronger, right? And for that you have to put equal focus on a day-to-day basis, right? Now the second thing, what should be your physics strategy? My dear kids, physics is mostly conceptual based, right? Focus more on numerical problems, and wherever you are committing mistake while practicing, first you're going to have a look at your teacher's problems, right? Your teacher is going to give you solve problem, right? Solve illustrations. Look at that. Look at some solved problems after that. Look at some PYQs solved after that. And then try to practice unsolved questions and see where are you committing mistakes. Make a log of those mistakes in the error notebook. As I said, there is a second notebook you have, error notebook, right? Make sure that you are practicing numerical daily. 20 problem is the minimum, right? That you have to do in the first notebook, right? Focus on mechanics first, because mechanics is the base of the rest of the physics, right? Now, chemistry strategy, chemistry, most questions are asked from NCERT. So NCERT you have to focus, right? For physical chemistry, you have to look at the questions also. So for physical chemistry, you may create another notebook where you can practice 20 problems or 10 problems based on how much time you have, right? Now, for biology, you cannot ignore NCERT. You will find every topper is telling you that NCERT is like a Bible for biology, right? So make sure that you're going with NCERT, and you have to go with daily revision, right? Your daily routine should look like this, my dear kids. In your grade 11th, you have to study for 6 to 8 hours, equal weightage for every subject, 2 hours for bio, similarly for physics and chemistry, right? And then weekly plan, you have to go for test, right? There are a lot of applications out there where you can customize your test in a chapter wise manner, right? So once you complete the chapter, try to appear for the test by yourself. Now you are not a kid anymore who will get afraid of the test, right? You have to be, proactive towards the test. You just search for the test and appear for it, right? Revise and give the test. And then always analyze the mistakes and write the mistakes in the error notebook. Make sure that every week, right, when you are going giving the test and analyzing the mistake, you are writing in the error notebook. After that, you will read the error notebook. So you see that every week you are giving test, and every week after giving the test, you are reading the entire error notebook. So by the end of the year and by the end of your preparation, you will have all the errors that you have committed in your brain. So when you're going to appear for the NEET exam, you know where have you done the mistakes, what not to repeat. You will not get silly mistakes, right? You will be very accurate in the exam, right? And the monthly goal is, whenever you complete the syllabus, try to complete the syllabus in phases, right? Many times what happens in some coachings, that they give so much time to particular chapter, there is not a structure in the entire syllabus that they're going to cover. My dear kids, follow that coaching or follow that institution where they have already given you pre-planned strategy, that in this month they are going to cover this much, in this month they are going to cover this much. If they are not providing you a plan, talk to the instructor directly and try to understand that, sir, by what time you're going to complete the syllabus, and by these 3 months, how much syllabus you will complete, and all those things, so that you can complete everything in phases and go for the mock test, right? This is very, very important, right? And always test yourself every week. My dear kids, I will always suggest that consistency here is more than motivation, my dear kids. However, we keep on losing motivation, and your instructors and your teachers, your faculties are there to motivate you time to time, but don't rely on that, right? As I said, if you have the 20 problem notebook, right, you feel down, you feel unmotivated, but you can solve 20 questions, 20 problems, right? And that alone will make all the difference, because many kids are not going to solve a single problem for a week, right? So 20 problem in a day feels small, but if they are not solving any question for a week, they have lost 7 into 20, 140 questions, right? They are not solving any question for 2 weeks, they are losing 280 questions. You see that? You are getting that, right? And first of all, if you can solve 20 questions every day for a month, for 2 months, in some days you will automatically try to solve more, right? Automatically your subject, the fear of the physics will be removed from your brain, right? Okay, so consistency is more than motivation always. And my dear kids, always start early. What is early? Now. So always start now, not tomorrow. Your rank depends on today. Literally, your rank depends on today. So on that note, my dear kids, I hope I gave you some reasonable insights. And don't be, don't try to go ahead of yourself. Don't try to over explore things. Don't try to watch 100 videos. These strategies have worked on my students in the past 10 years I've been teaching so far, and they have got really good government colleges as well, right? So if you are, if you are willing to get a good government college, just follow this much, right? And you will thank me later. All right, I'll see you there in the next one.